Hello, welcome everybody. Today on President's Day, we want to show our swag. We've got our President's Day shirts. Too cool for British rule. Heck yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Real quick, past presidents, who was your favorite and why?
Oh gosh, you didn't tell me you were going to ask me that.
She's nervous to say. I'll say who mine was. You're wearing the shirt, Ben Franklin. Not alive.
Wait, stop. Ben Franklin was
we talked about that earlier. Yes, Abraham Lincoln. Because we were talking about that. Ben Franklin was never a president, by the way.
But he was a founding father.
Abraham Lincoln, because he brought the divided country back together. So obviously we weren't alive at that time, but that's an amazing president to be able to take a divided country and bring it back together. So now can you say why? Or who you loved and why?
Oh gosh, I'm ready for the hate. I don't study the American presidents probably too thoroughly, but I've always been a big lover of Ronald Reagan.
Okay, yeah.
So I can't help it. I just, I don't know. I know people will come for me. They'll be like, he was a monster.
So what was it that you liked about him?
You know what? I think it was just well, for one, obviously those years of my life represent nostalgia.
You're a little girl.
Yep.
A little girl.
Yep. So, right. And then obviously hearing some of the great things he did and kind of pulling people out of a recession, actually a recession that feels probably a little reminiscent to today's world with high inflation, high gas, long lines at the pump. Knock on wood, we haven't experienced that yet. But I have a couple favorite presidents.
Yeah,
I think
we can get into that later.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that all of the presidents have done great things, but obviously I like Abraham Lincoln and George Washington also. So
I think what I love about Reagan is that many years later, I read his love letters between he and Nancy, and I thought they were the sweetest thing ever, and they loved each other so much, and they reminded me of my grandparents, my mom's grandparents. So I just thought he was a wonderful man because of that. And, despite what other people believe with Reagan, I just thought he was a very warm, loving person. So,
he seemed that way. And like I said, a lot of presidents have a lot of great things. I know you and I went to see the John F. Kennedy
that was
thing
so
in
cool.
Dallas.
In Dallas.
And that was, I didn't know a whole lot about him. But when we went to see
my Cuban grandfather loved him because of, the 60s and
just very
the Bay of Pigs, even though it wasn't successful. He just felt like finally a president that cared for the Cuban.
And I've only been to one presidential library, and that was a very interesting experience too, or neat experience.
Over in D.C.?
That was in, I've been to D.C. and I never went to a presidential library there. I went to George W. Bush's
did tell me about that.
Dallas, when we were in Dallas, and that was really interesting. So, everybody's got good attributes, but yeah, so it's President's Day.
Right. We're President's Day. Yes, we are. But let's get into that Monday market moment.
All right, welcome back. Okay, so let's start with Gainesville. All right, so active, what month are we in? February?
Okay. Yep, so this is all of February 1 to 21.
So February 1st till today, we have 125 active
we're
listings.
starting in Gainesville.
Yep,
okay,
I'm starting in Gainesville.
So I just want to let you all know, I
up.
do the numbers, and total, they're about 350. So, again, this is really February, but that over doubled from last time.
Good. So pending, you got 269, closed 175. I feel confident in saying the closed number will not change today while we're on the podcast since lenders and I believe title agents.
Most title agents are, except for Roscoe. They over at John Roscoe's office, they are open.
Good.
So there's still people working.
Very good. Yeah, there's always a lot to do in real estate. So hopefully they're catching up. So let's jet down to the Tampa Bay, Hillsborough area. And they have 257
this is the crazy
actives.
Numbers.
I know. They're always wild.
They don't have that many more active than they did, but their pending numbers shot up. It was like 4 something from last week or 5 something from last week to 744 pended.
That's crazy. And then 588 closed.
For all those that closed from the others and pended. So
that's crazy.
Or closed.
I know they're very busy down there, so that's a good sign. Ocala, Marion, you've got 311 active. So far for the month of February, 692 pending for the month of February. That's insane.
All of these numbers doubled completely.
Just, I mean,
like
we
all
love
three
Ocala,
of these in
but
Ocala.
that whole area, I just never
It
think
is
of
on
as like up
fire.
and coming, but it is.
It is on fire.
And then 423 closed. And then if we go up to St. Augustine, now remember St. Augustine numbers are a little different. We have to do the total, not the total for the month.
For active.
Yes, for active, just because their MLS is a little different. So active, you have 26 active so far in the beaches area. Five pended.
Just
Sorry.
5.
Just
it went
5.
from like 11 to 5, and then the close went from 10 to 21. So
And then 21. She spoiled the surprise. Sorry, guys.
sorry, but doing the numbers, being able to see them from last week, and remembering them and looking at them this morning while I change it, that's what's so shocking. Sometimes our staff does it, but today they're off, so I did it again, and that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what's crazy. But the active numbers in St. Augustine didn't really change a lot. Even though a bunch went pended. So,
ooh, I have to give a special shout out to Karen. It's her birthday this week.
Oh,
happy birthday,
Karen.
She's probably working on our files because I know they were working on transactions this morning.
I can't believe she's not on here yet. Karen, where are you?
She's working. Her boss is a tyrant. It's my aunt.
Her sister.
Yep, her sister. She won't let her watch
Sisters
the podcast
can
while
be
she works.
tyrants. Yes.
There you go. So, but when she watches the replay, she'll hear that she got a special shout out.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
Birthday love. So.
Well, we didn't think a lot of people would be on today. We've invited a couple, President's Day, a lot of people are off. But so we wanted to start something really fun. And we actually got the idea from...
said that she bet Karen.
Say that again.
Is that what?
Said that she bet Karen.
Okay.
Oh, she bet Karen?
She bet Karen. Well, Tu Fiesta Radio has a show, and they were recently talking about dating apps and the difference between men and women and how they react to things. So we figured we'd talk about men and women as buyers or sellers, really more buyers. So it's sort of like an off the tip topic that we didn't really prepare for, but being in real estate for 16 years or so, we probably have quite a bit that we can talk about. We've always worked together with these buyers and sellers. So, sometimes one takes over one and one takes over the other, or we have different experiences with them. But I bet you we can really comment about this. And we'd love to ask you what you think, if you're a realtor especially, or a buyer or seller.
Buyer, right.
As a buyer, who do you think, has the upper hand in making the final decision? And so if you want to, type that in there, we'll get to that at the end of this half hour or, portion of our show.
We'll do it the first half of the
So
podcast.
I'm not going to answer that yet.
Okay.
I think we both know the answer, but let's start off with like closet space. I think that's a pretty easy one for the most part. Who is the most interested in closet or... Yeah, and I don't just mean like the owner's suite closet, the master closet.
I
mean like
in general.
In general, storage space.
That would be women.
I think so too. Yeah. And I mean, for me saying this, I feel a little sexist saying that because it's like you really want that pantry space or we have a lot more clothes, but I think it's just normal. I think that's just, the reality.
Yep.
What do you think about garage?
I'm going to say men, but I do know a lot of women that are like, I want to be able to park in the garage and I need storage and all your junk needs to fit out here.
Right.
So yeah, but I would say men. That's their space.
What about, do you think either of them really care about like exterior color or like, the decor of the home?
I don't know.
The
Normally
finishes?
I would say, well, it depends on the type of person. If you're handy, or you're a handy couple, typically they don't care.
They don't care, right.
Because they're going to come in and put their own touch on it. If they're not handy, 100%. They have to like everything about the house because they don't know how to change a door handle.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and I'm not being
Male or
ugly towards
female.
you.
No.
It's just the truth.
That's the truth,
So-
right. Women who? I don't know, Susan. What are you trying to say? She's in St. Augustine cleaning right now, so cleaning up a condo with little Mason, so maybe she didn't write it all out. Let's see. What about, okay, so then we'll go to like roof life. I mean, we're not talking about right now with the insurance issues, but roof life and, AC life and things like that. Do you think either or has anything?
I'm going to say that's probably more men because they're thinking that they're going to have to do
the money
something.
Part of it, right.
They call it like the honey-do list. Like, oh no, I'm going to have to go do all these projects.
Or
so
hire for the projects.
Correct. If they're not able to do it themselves or they don't want to. I don't know. I'm not afraid to get a hammer out and make a mess. So,
I mean, I think there's always, if we say it's mostly women, there's oftentimes, like, again, with the master room closets, or people are calling it owner suites closet, I have had plenty of men, like the wife, joke and say, oh no, my husband wants that because he has the most clothes.
I'm going to be honest. When I walk through a lot of them, and I guess it's a shout out to GW Robinson because they typically have those closets like this.
His and hers, or the
I'm like shoe closet, clothes closet. So I don't know. I like to dress up.
Right, and then the husband gets the second bedroom, the office, right?
Just joking.
Unless they have really nice suits, then they want their own closet too.
I'm like, I do need a nice closet. That is something that's on my must.
Remember, we'll name the names, Mickey and Alex. And Mickey had to have, like, the house had to be a certain way, had to have a certain size, but Alex was very much about the landscaping. He wanted a huge yard. So my question was going to be, do you think the male or the female wants the yard, the pretty yard? But Alex, like, really changed me because he was so adamant about having a gorgeous yard. And they ended up getting both, right? Yeah. They ended up getting both what they wanted.
And the gorgeous yard.
It took a while, but it's all about patience, right? And finding what you want. So, yeah.
Yes. It is interesting to see how men and women are different. I always think, even on the seller side, there's differences, and maybe we'll write a little blog about that. But it is interesting to see how people are so different when buying and selling. How about technology?
Well, that was going to be another one. Technology, I would think, would be male. I've seen it more with the males in my experiences, but I've had one or two females that they were adamant about having, great technology. So I think, honestly, in the long run, it's about the couple. I've had it to where, again, with Alex being the one outside and that was the male, I've worked with buyers and the husband and the wife, and oftentimes the husband has very strong opinions and gets to sort of drive it, and then in other times I've had the woman is driving it the whole time, and you sort of realize who's the driver. Yes, our big question is who makes the final decision in the long run, but you sort of have to work with the driver of this, but also know whoever's going to be the final decision maker is going to be the one who you listen to. You've got to listen to both of them, but you have to sort of like follow the driver the whole time and push the driver ahead with knowing that this other one who's not driving it, but they're going to have their final opinion, we're going to pull them in.
I always think it's nice when they make a collective decision. So that's just me personally.
Right, of course. When they're on the same, I think it's rare when they're on the exact same page. But when they can come together and compromise or find what both of them are looking for, that's really helpful. So
then you have weirdos like me where I'm like, I could live anywhere. It doesn't bother me because I'm just going to change whatever I don't like. So
right.
And you're kind of that way. You're not afraid to make Susan do projects.
Well, I'm sort of opinionated, and I'm the final decider. So who is the final decider usually?
I'm going to say the woman.
I am too. Yeah. I think men really want to be, and not making fun of men or anything. They want to be, and there are some couples where the man is, and it's definitely the financial backer. We're going to get what I want, but I find when the man wants to do that, they take a lot longer to find the house because in the long run, I feel like it's the woman who's going to say, nope, I want this, I want this, I want this. And so I do believe more often than not, it's the woman. Yep.
I'm going to agree with you statistically.
And I think, that sort of that joke, like, the make her happy, whatever she wants, kind of.
What is it? Happy wife,
happy life.
Yeah.
I think that's true with a lot of people. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. See, I was waiting for you to be on here. Now, Holly built her home, and I think, Holly, you had most of the say-so, right?
And she probably put Michael's closet like down the hall in a little.
I think Michael did a lot of the work.
Oh, very nice.
But Holly picked out most of it, and I think that would be normal in building also. So yeah, that was our segment. Hopefully you all listened to that after if you weren't on here, and let us know what you think for next time. Let's take a little break.
Okay. Looking for your next shopping trip to Gainesville? We have a few places to recommend. Starting with Butler Plaza. This shopping center has been a hub for shopping in North Central Florida for over 35 years. You can find everything you need for your busy life, all conveniently located in one place. Next, we have Celebration Point. From relaxing outside in the beautiful promenade to shopping for the perfect outfit, the number of things to do at Celebration Point is nearly unlimited. If you find yourself on the west side of town, Tioga Town Center is a must visit. With premier shopping and dining, there's lots to experience. Tioga Town Center has regular events such as Movies on the Square and summer concert series that invites families and guests of all ages to enjoy local outdoor entertainment at the beautiful covered amphitheater. Lastly, Hale Village Center has a vibrant shopping environment where you can experience great food, local shopping, and one of the best farmers markets in town. Hale Village hosts two very popular festivals every year, Oktoberfest and Light the Village. Please visit buysellrebell.com to learn more about local shopping centers in Gainesville.
All right.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Happy President's Day still.
Yep. All right. So our next topic, I think we talk about this all the time together in the industry. So I figure we'll talk about it again. So really it's the supply chain. What's happening in supplies, and not just housing supplies in general. Because today we had a conversation about cars, and I was listening to the Dana show.
Yes.
And she was talking about, and I was just listening to it because it came on. I heard her talking about the auto industry. I know that Susan and I bought Jeeps last year, and there were literally no Jeeps. Every Jeep that we could find had the steering wheel on the opposite side. So for mail carriers.
That sounds kind of cool.
Moving to
Unless
England.
you go through the drive-thru.
I would never be able to drive that. Well, at Max you could go. I think. Nope, not at Max. Never mind. But so we were definitely noticing, and at first it was just Jeeps, but now it's become many auto carriers. Everything. And it's not just because of this Canada, war or anything. It's legit everything. Oh, they were at Rita's getting St. Augustine. Rita, yeah.
That doesn't sound like cleaning the condo.
She's done. Right. So, Rita's in St. Augustine is amazing, by the way. If you haven't been there, it's in a couple other places as well, but super yummy. But anyway, so starts off with, which I didn't actually know this, garage doors are now, and this just came out about 5 days ago of what to expect. And there's way more than what we're going to show you. But, supplies are down. So don't scream at the person who's trying to get them for you.
Stop screaming at your realtor.
Your auto salesperson, the person you're buying the garage door from or whatever we show you. It's not anybody's fault, but things aren't being produced in the way they were. Shipping is really hard. We don't have parts for everything. So right now, garage doors are huge. So, again, the construction, industry has really hit hard for a lot of things. And right now it's garage doors. Now I know in Grand Oaks where I've been working, it's front doors. We can't find front doors at all. The Craftsman style 8-foot front door has been out since last summer. And so now we're begging the people who don't have the correct front door to just pick a door that's in stock. And some of them are really upset about it.
That's going really well.
Most of them have chosen. It's taken a couple of them a while to finally realize it. Now that we're 6 months in, they're like, when is that door coming? There are no doors. So especially that particular door. And it might be just the specific door that you're looking for. So pick another one,
I mean, I went and bought a baby gift yesterday. And I don't know how people don't know that there's a supply chain problem, because I went in and things are just wiped out. And so I kind of had to just pick and choose from what was there. And it still turned out great. But, and then I think I told you I dropped my car off this morning.
Right. This is where this all started. I was like, this is a great topic.
For service at Audi of Gainesville. And I went into the showroom because they said, go grab a bottle of water while you wait. The showroom is full of golf carts.
Right.
Brand new,
because they don't have cars.
Nice-looking ones, right? So they're selling golf carts because
Are they selling them for a good price?
Actually, yeah, I thought they were a really good price. I'm not Audi of Gainesville. I wish I knew a salesperson down there still, but I would tell you to go see them. But I thought they were a good price.
Wild.
I'm not super up to date on golf cart prices, but they seemed, they came in fun colors, so they must be.
Right.
But they just had so few cars on the lot.
So crazy. So right now what Dana was saying when I was listening to the show is that, which we're seeing it everywhere. We're hearing about it. So again, I don't know why people don't know this, but that resale cars are more expensive than new cars because there are no new cars. Now, some places, like you were telling me, BMW is not having a super shortage.
Right. They've had some.
The next slide is actually the reason why the auto industry is having such a problem. And it's because the computer chips. And these aren't computer chips for just cars, but the auto industry is the one that's severely hit by it. And so that's why cars aren't being manufactured, because of these chips that are supposed to go in cars.
I think they come out of China, right? Wasn't that part of the problem?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's been absolute chaos, and it's really for those upgrades, right? Your heated seats.
Gotta have those in Florida. It is so cold on the cold days. I use my seat warmer every time it's under like 60.
It's under 60, right. My old
really
car,
do.
I kind of miss it in that sense. I had a cool seat.
I have that too.
I don't have that
I
in
use
my
that
Jeep
when
anymore.
It's over
Yeah.
75. So.
Yeah, that was fantastic because yes, the warm seat is great. The warm I
gotta have
steering
that
wheel
too.
is great too. But that cool seat for Florida, that was amazing.
I've decided that once you've had technology in a car, it's impossible to go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized this. My first car had what do you call those, like crank windows?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, my first car had crank windows, and then my second car had like the little button. Oh my gosh! But yeah, now that I've had a heated steering wheel and seat warmers, I'm like, I can't go backwards.
Right. So the next one is something that we've been talking about because it was really more last year. But even though the pricing has gone down from the super high rates of last year, it's still really high. So anybody trying to build, whether it's new construction house or renovations, it's really hard to find lumber. And I know that you had some comments you were saying, but what we're finding is that if lumber's left on sites, they're being stolen. So in bigger cities, not really Gainesville so much, but I've heard that, people will go in the middle of the night and grab all the lumber they can. So because they can't find it, it's a shortage, it's not around, or it's just super expensive. So yeah.
The next one I've actually experienced bicycles where you go into the store and you look and I'm like, oh, there's no bicycles.
Yeah. For Christmas, we went to Target to try to get some. We wanted 3 of them to reset the house with new bikes, and we couldn't find any. So we ended up, luckily, I ended up buying one online, and then I found 2 others just sitting at a house down the street from us. And so I posted a couple, a month ago or so, but Susan took it all apart. It was like pink or purple or something, and Mason didn't want that. So she took it all apart and painted the frame and painted all the pieces and then put it back together. So it was blue and white. So,
Nice.
You're having to do things like that. You gotta.
We're getting crafty and handy.
Yep.
This one I was unaware
shortage.
of. I
know, me too. That's why I put it on here.
Cheese.
As you can see, we're switching numbers and we're not going through all of them. But because some of them, again, lumber is really important still, but some were like toilet paper and things that we already knew about from last year. But yeah, cream cheese is I don't know. Something's
Who's
going
eating
on with
all
cream
the cream cheese?
I don't know. Let's see. The largest producers of dairy products was hacked and unable to operate their business for several days. So this ended up with a cream cheese shortage. And I do remember not too long ago I don't eat cream cheese, but going into Publix and noticing that
Parts
section was
of,
bare.
Yeah. When
now,
I
when
see
I went
bare
yesterday,
sections of dairy, I just assumed that it was spoiled.
Very true. But everything else next to it was not. So I think it was just cream cheese in general.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can to help with that shortage by just not consuming it. So you're welcome.
Same here. So as we all know, there was a gas shortage. I've been reading that gas could go up to $7 a gallon.
Stop it
So
right now.
even if it's not
Knock
a
on
shortage,
wood.
it's going to be super expensive.
Take that out of your mouth.
I know. I read it every day, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't do this. And I mean, one thing is the potential pending war, and we're trying to see where else we can get gas as,
Now you're
United
bumming
States.
me out.
Sorry,
And the
I
next
like
one's going out
this
of
kind of
stock.
crazy. Oh yeah, this is a funny one. Okay, we'll get to the next one.
You're bumming me out, and then they're
So,
telling me this kind of stuff.
Back in October, I started hearing about this, and it wasn't just the bubbly; it was all wine, and something was happening that, and so that's why we got it in. We could get a lot in the Christmas time, the holidays, I should say, when most people are drinking it. They're having a lot of family, but we're supposed to see it coming very soon, where there's going to be super supply chain issues, especially for champagne, but almost all wine products. So they're saying stock up now.
I mean, I'm only stocking up if we're using it to barter and trade and stuff. I mean, if cash is no good, what do I need to be buying? Should it be alcohol? What are y'all going to want when I need something fixed around the house? So if it's cream cheese, you're out of luck.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't last too long.
Maybe I think you can freeze that stuff is what I heard about cream cheese. But I don't know.
So I left this one up because I love me some real maple syrup. I don't like that
How could
fake
this
stuff.
be a problem? I'm so confused on
Let's see if they have it. I don't know. They just said, I don't have it here, the reason why. I just saw it and I was like, oh my gosh.
Poke the trees with the spout thing.
Canada announced that it would be releasing around 50 million pounds of the country's strategic reserves. So they have a lot of reserves, and they're going to release them because there's a maple syrup shortage.
I know. Of maple syrup.
I know.
We have. I wonder what else we have. We have gas and oil or whatever. They have maple syrup. I mean, I'm like just thinking about this, and I'm like, this doesn't.
That's
make
probably why
sense.
the truckers are mad because they can't get their maple syrup.
Do things run on maple syrup up there? Is that why they're so friendly?
Maybe
and
so. Yes, they're like Elf, and they eat maple syrup with everything. Yep.
That's crazy. It's part of their, what was it, their 7 major food groups or whatever Elf has, his 4 major? I can't remember. Sorry. Don't come for me. I think the movie's great, but I'm not like part of the cult. Well, that's really interesting. Oh, coins. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember that was last year. I don't know if it's still a shortage. I have only seen that sign in like 1 or 2 stores still.
I blame my children. They've been hoarding all the coins.
Oh, we have tons of coins. We have like bottles of coins because my dad used to collect that.
You might need bottles of them to buy a loaf of bread from the sound of things.
I know that like some of the smaller shops are still saying they have a coin shortage, but I don't think it's as big as it was before. So we'll see. I don't know if anybody knows. I mean, what else are you seeing shortages of? Are you seeing bare, sections of the grocery store? I think that scares me more. It's like
when
the grocery
I see
store.
sections in the grocery store,
not so much cream cheese, but
like
my staples. Right?
Yeah, I primarily shop the outer workings of the grocery store. I don't see as many outages, and I'm thinking produce and stuff. I will say that some of the like oranges and stuff this year have not tasted as good. Yeah, in my opinion.
We actually got strawberries, and like 2 days later they were already rotten. So I think we were talking about that at the office, is that and from Wards, from Publix, from wherever, they're just not lasting as long. So I don't know what's going on with that, if they're coming out too late. But, I've read a lot about the farmers not being able to produce as much, land not being as readily available.
Man, you're just bumming me out. Somebody get
That's why I left this for the second half, okay? But, just putting it out there. I think it's interesting.
Man. So, what I took from today is stock up on bubbly and maple syrup. Actually, I have a bottle of maple syrup at my house that just doesn't,
If you have an old bike that you're just putting outside, you might want to sell it for like $20 because you're not going to be able to find it anywhere.
You might be able to buy 2 tanks or 2 gallons of gas with that. No, I think things are going to... we'll see how things go. I know we've got some interesting stuff happening with interest rates, housing, and I just think we're in a major shift in the world right now.
We really are. We're going to have to resettle everything. So just getting you all prepared for it, okay? Letting you know what's going on.
Everybody runs to store to buy bubbly.
Well, we're doing that already.
I know.
All right. Well,
after that.
Well, we're up on our half-hour show, and thank you all for joining, whoever's watching or listening. So we'll go through our slides as we usually do, but happy President's Day, like we said.
All right. And if you have a property that needs professionally managed and you don't want to do it yourself because you don't want to have to deal with showing the property, doing the books, the maintenance, the repairs, and just the general hassle of owning investment property, K&R Property Management is here for you. We take care of all those items and more. You can reach us at 352-213-6410. Give me another 10 minutes before you start calling. But otherwise, I'm ready.
She's ready. All right. If you're looking to get into real estate or wanting to change where you work, maybe you're moving to Gainesville and you already have your license and you need to join a team or join a real estate company, you can call us at 352-559-8820. We've got lots of training. Actually, we have weekly training. Even if you've been in real estate for a long time, we have leads for our team. And we are located in Hale Plantation, in the cutest corner in Hale. So
We're also located off Henderson Avenue in Tampa.
Yes, in Tampa.
Oh, that's me. Can't get enough, Kristen and Rebecca. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram. Sorry, wow, I'm like totally rusty today. TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google.
Just helping you out. See?
Thank you.
Like and subscribe on our YouTube page, rebellpodcast.com, if that's an easier way to find it, or by Rabell Realty Group on YouTube. All right. Did you know we have a blog?
I do know.
Yeah, and most of these, conversations we have end up as a blog on our page. So if you've missed a show or want to get even more information, come find us at bysellrebell.com/blog.
And we want to thank the Fiesta Media for putting on this podcast and all of our other podcasts. We just signed on for another year, and you too can have a podcast. So reach out to them at 352-327-5089.
And join us next week on Mondays, every Monday at 2 p.m. We'll be here. Hope to see you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.